So, picture this. It's a rainy Monday morning, it's freezing cold, you look out the window, it's miserable. You know, this is pretty much the UK and probably a lot of Europe as well. Now, what if I told you that 1 month from now, you could be getting off a plane in Dubai in beautiful sunshine and paying 0% tax? 1 month. Sound too good to be true? Well, I'm going to show you in this video, simply step by step, day by day, how if you start today or tomorrow, how you can be in Dubai as a legal tax resident in 1 month. So stick around and I'll show you how you can do that. So before we get fully into it, is this going to be for everybody? Absolutely not. Do I recommend that you just completely uproot your life and just move to Dubai in 30 days? No, but this video is a little bit of fun. I'm going to show you this is 100% possible, okay? So if you're ready to go, then you'll do it in 30 days. You'll probably do it in less. So just a bit of fun, but here we go, on with the video. And who am I? I'm Dan Hunter. I set up my business in Dubai a year ago using GenZone, and that is the whole point of this video, is using a good company like GenZone. They will have you out in Dubai in less than a month. So when you're ready to do it, so maybe it's a year from now, maybe it's 6 months from now, maybe it's now, use GenZone, and this is their kind of framework that I'm going to use because I've been through it. Book a call with them below and they can talk you through 45 minutes, an hour-long conversation about how to actually get out to Dubai. There's no obligation to do it, there's no hard sell. And maybe when you're ready in 3, 6, 9, 12 months, then you're armed with the knowledge. Right, on with the video. So we're gonna call this the 30-day playbook. So let's start with day 1, which is gonna be your discovery call. So you'll book a call with them below and you'll have a nice chat with Kevin. He'll talk you through everything that you need to do, what the pitfalls are, and within that is going to be what documents you need. So it'll be your passport, your banking proof, proof of address, general KYC documents. We've all been through it. So they will give you this laundry list of things that you need to kind of pull together to send to them so that they can then start the process. And as a little bit of a tip here, this is going to save you some problems later on. Make sure all of the documents are high definition so that they're very easy to read. They're not in poor light. You haven't got shadows on the document. Also, this is a problem I had because I'm, you know, an ape, is sometimes my signature's a little bit different. So make sure that all of your signatures are consistent and that you have a digital signature ready. So do that, get a digital signature ready because you're going to need that as well. So day 2 and 3, this is going to be your signing and notarizing days. You're going to need to e-sign or sign corporate documents. You might need to print them out and physically sign them because I had to do that with a few of them. You need to then pay your license fee and then start property hunting. And yeah, I mean that. You better start looking for a property because this is going to happen quickly. So, you know, get looking for something, start educating yourself because you're going to need to live somewhere soon. Day 4 to 7. So this is when your company documentation is going to be issued. Mine was issued on day 6, I think it was. So this is also going to be when immigration open your file. They're going to start issuing things like your entry permit and stuff, which I think is valid for 30 days. So, you know, this thing moves at a clip. So we've only been going a week and we've got an entry permit. So to continue this fictitious and hyper quick relocation to Dubai, we're on day 8 and we are on a plane. We've booked a flight for that day and we land in Dubai International Airport, which is lovely. And you go through the gates with your e-visa, super quick, everything's modern, there's no major queues in Dubai, everything just works, you'll be stunned. The other thing that GenZone will do for you as well, which was invaluable for me, is you're probably a bit stressed, you're moving to a new country, you're tired, you've had a 7-hour flight. I flew overnight thinking I would sleep on the plane, big mistake, I didn't sleep at all. So I landed, I was tired, I had my bags, I'm in a weird place that I don't know anything about. GenZone had this map of the airport, photographs of everything. This is where you need to go. This is your e-visa. This is what you do. it was an idiot's guide, which was great for me. And you're able to tally these pictures up against like where you're going. And it was such a nice thing to have that I just felt completely kind of looked after. Now, is everybody as much of a gumbo as me? No, I'm sure you can probably find your way around an airport. But I was, as I say, I was quite stressed. It was like 6:30 in the morning. I hadn't slept, and all of these little things just added up to make a real help. And so the evening of when you land as well, GenZone will then, I think, put your entry permit and your immigration things on the portal. That's when the clock starts ticking for your like Emirates ID and your time in country. Now, day 9 of this hypothetical situation, and this is something that GenZone do, is you will have your medical and biometrics the next day. You don't have to do it the next day, but you must do a medical, you must do biometrics. Now, what does that entail? What does that include? So you go to this super state-of-the-art medical facility. They're all like this. Here's something that, again, like the airport, really kind of made GenZone stand out for me. They have somebody organize the appointment for you, so you don't have to do any of this. Not only that, this person met me at the medical facility at like 8 in the morning, and they arranged everything. They took care of reception, they speak Arabic, you know, they walked me through the entire appointment. And then once that's done, it takes about half an hour. They then walk you a minute away to where you have to have an iris scan and your fingerprints taken and things like that. Again, non-negotiable, you have to have that done. But again, the entire thing was done in like an hour, and having this person made everything so easy. I was again tired and stressed, a little bit anxious because I was in this new place. He just made everything go smoothly, showed me how everything worked, was able to speak in Arabic to the people that work there. And once all of that's done, that's it. You're done. You will get your results, I think, the next day. So this is not the NHS where you get stuff in 6 weeks. You can opt to have all sorts of other tests done as well. So I had blood drawn and I had a full MOT done on me. You don't have to do that, but it's super, super efficient, and having that person there is just invaluable. So day 10 to 13, this is going to be things like getting your banking set up and your visa stamped and things like that. You will get the residency sticker put in your passport. You will also have things like your Emirates ID and stuff like that delivered, couriered to you. GenZone take care of all of that. So everything just comes to you, super efficient. You'll also need to open a bank account. Again, GenZone did all of this for me. They used WEO. They're kind of a challenger bank, like an online bank. I've used them for, I don't know, a year now, never had a problem. They do great currency conversions. They have cash back, you know, no complaints with WEO at all. Great bank. And so far we've been going for less than 2 weeks. So day 14. Now, I've just put this one in here just because, you know, this is a hypothetical situation. I was looking for something to put in. So this is kind of locking an apartment in or finding somewhere more permanent to stay. Personally, I'd probably stay somewhere for a bit longer than 2 weeks. I would stay somewhere for a couple of months. But what you can do on day 14 is you can start looking at the wider property market. Maybe you want to rent an apartment normally, and what you'll need to do is start locking in things like, there's a document called an ijari, which is like a rental agreement that gets logged with the government so that all rental agreements are legally binding and there's no nonsense that happens, there's no scamming that can happen. So once you get this ijari, that's like a full locked-in deal. But if you're using hotel apartments or Airbnbs and things like that, you just don't need to think about that kind of stuff. And here we are at around day 15 to say day 20. This is kind of like the quiet middle, if you like. So this is where you can do things like you can kind of relax a bit. You can do some touristy stuff if you want, but I recommend that you maybe exchange your driving license for an Emirates driving license. Now, there is a video on the channel on how to do that. In typical Dubai fashion, it's super easy. It's very efficient. There's a few things that you need to be aware of. You need to kind of plan it in advance, make sure you don't screw up things. Also, you could take the opportunity to get on the Dubai Now app, which will allow you to pay bills and things like that. Again, you don't have to, but it will also show you where you can park and pay parking and all of that kind of stuff. So it's worth doing. Day 21 to day 27, this is that period at the end where you're just waiting for everything to come together. So you've got your company now, you've got your license, you've got all of these things. You can now start issuing invoices. Maybe you're invoicing clients, maybe you're having meetings. Your Emirates ID, it has either been delivered or it's on the way. You know, maybe you're waiting for that call from the courier that's saying we're outside, we're gonna, you know, we've got your Emirates ID. So you'll need to go and meet them. I think you have to give a thumbprint as well, just to make sure that you are actually the person that's supposed to be receiving it, because your Emirates ID is like the most important card that you can have in the Emirates. You can't do anything without your Emirates ID. So you have to have that with you at all times. And day 28 to 30, 31, just start tying up loose ends. That's it. You're in country now. You've set everything up. You've got your residence permit. You've got your Emirates ID. Everything's legal. You're ready to go. So now you can just enjoy Dubai. Maybe you can go to Dubai Hills Mall, which is lovely, by the way. It's probably my favorite mall. So that's it, super easy. That was it, the entire month, from being in rainy England to beautiful Dubai in a month. Now, as I say, super hypothetical situation, but that's how quickly it can work. Now, do you need to come to Dubai instantly? No, you can get all of this documentation done and then go to Dubai in 2 months, which is kind of what I did. It took me about a month and a half. So I got all the documents and then booked a flight for a month and a half later. So you don't have to do it this kind of quickly, but just to let you know that, you know, maybe you need to skip the country or something and you want to do it quickly, that's how you do it. So a couple of things before we go, some questions you may have. So they say, what if my Emirates ID is delayed or something like that? It's never happened, but let's say it is delayed. It's never going to be delayed by more than like 2 or 3 days. And this is the beauty of having someone like GenZone, is they do all of this kind of chasing on your behalf. You don't need to deal with the Emirati government or anything like that, because they'll do it for you. That's kind of what you're paying for. The next one is, can my spouse and my children be on that visa? No, but they can get their own visas very simply. Let's say add 7 days. You know, let's be pessimistic and say that in order for the entire family to get visas and permits and things like that, another week. The other question I get that people see, and this is actually a good one, is, do I need office space? Because there is a requirement for office space. So you think, oh man, I'm going to have to get an office. How much is that? How much is that going to cost? So you don't need to worry, because it's all taken care of at the free zone. So you have like a sort of flexi desk type office agreement with the free zone companies. I think technically you can go and work there if you want. So technically you do have an office and you can have mail and things like that sent there, but that's kind of UK thinking, because I thought all of this and I was like, oh, what happens about the address and things like that? You're way overthinking it. You don't need to overthink it at all. It's all done digitally. So you don't need to kind of go to a physical office, and the free zone actually operates as your office as well. So you don't need to even think about it. So there you have it, your 30-day plan. As I say, just a bit of fun this video, but you're one Zoom call away from actually getting out to Dubai. So book a call with GenZone below. You don't have to, you don't have to get on a plane tomorrow. You can do it in 6 months, but honestly, with the state of the UK at the moment, you are mad to stay there. If you've got an option to go, God, just go. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.